Foundation is delighted to honour the accomplishments and the great work that the young people have done this year. The award started in 2012 and has been held nationally in Australia for the past 5 years and also runs in Hong Kong. This year, because of lockdowns, we've decided to host a virtual ceremony, and as I said, we hoped it would go well, and we hope we're back up on track now. In previous years, we've had state-by-state events, as you can see from some of the lovely photos that are on screen. It's not the same as meeting you in person, but at least by having one national ceremony, we get everyone together at the same time to honour your fantastic contributions to society. The Humanity Award is all about recognising students for the things that they do for the community. Very often students are acknowledged for their great academic achievements or for their great sporting prowess, but we think it's just as important to recognise people who show kindness, compassion and care for others. In a year like this, or almost 2 years like we've had, it's been so difficult for many people. And so we're especially delighted to celebrate the decency and integrity of our young Australians. I want to acknowledge our event partner, Specsavers, and warmly welcome Amy from the Specsavers team who's online today. Specsavers is a great partner for the Foundation's work, particularly in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities. And each year, Specsavers donates $5,000 for each of the junior ambassadors to give back to the Foundation's work to extend their humanity. Without Specsavers support, we couldn't do this and we couldn't do the work that we do here in Australia. So we're really, really grateful for that ongoing continued support of Specsavers. This year we had more than 210 young people nominated for the Humanity Awards. We were absolutely blown away by this, particularly given how many students have been in lockdown and teachers and principals have been distracted by having to completely rearrange the way they do things this year. So to still have so many nominations is a testament to all of you and the great things that you've achieved. I have a video message now from Ruth Hollows, who is Fred and Gabby Hollows' daughter. She told me how much she would love to have been with you all today and to personally hand you your certificates, but instead I'll let Ruth tell you about what she thinks.
Hi everyone, my name is Ruth Hollows and I'm Fred and Gabby's daughter. I'm sorry we can't all be there together in person, but it's so wonderful that we are able to celebrate you for your compassion, your integrity and your kindness. I'd like to start by acknowledging and thanking our charity partner Specsavers for their generous support of the Fred Hollows Humanity Awards. The Humanity Awards hopes to inspire and challenge students to be generous and kind throughout their lives. Since 2012, the awards have recognised Year 6 students who are focused on the well-being of others, just as Fred was. I've read about the contributions each of you are making to your school and community, and let me just say, I'm blown away. In such a difficult year, you have all continued to look after one another. I'm sure your parents and teachers are as proud of you as we are, probably even prouder. Fred was an ordinary person with an extraordinary dream. He worked tirelessly to end avoidable blindness here in remote Indigenous communities and overseas. Dad died almost 30 years ago now, but even though he's no longer with us, I can count myself lucky to have such a strong role model as him and my mother, Gabby. Now, the Fred Hollows Foundation continues my dad's legacy. We work now in more than 25 countries around the world and have restored sight to more than 2.5 million people. Fred believed that Australians have an amazing ability to care for others and help those in need. He would be so proud to know that you're all working hard to make your communities and Australia a better place. You're not letting your age stop you, you're not letting anything stop you. Congratulations to our junior ambassadors this year and to every single one of you for the amazing contributions you have made to your community. I hope to one day get to meet you in person. Enjoy the rest of the ceremony and please keep looking after those around you. With young people like you, I know that our future is in good hands.
Thanks so much to Ruth for those wonderful words, and I think you'll all agree that she summed it up beautifully in talking about how proud we are of the young people with us today. If you have any comments for Ruth, feel free to leave them in the chat box and we can pass them on to her. As we've said, the Humanity Award recognises students who follow in Fred's footsteps by showing care and compassion to others. And as Ruth said, the stories of what you've achieved are truly outstanding. We're now moving on to the really exciting part where we get to name our junior ambassadors and recognise all of the incredible young people who were nominated. After today's event, we'll send a copy of these slides to you along with the recording. We'll piece together the two bits of the recording and hopefully make it one nice ceremony for you. We're going to be going state by state, so you can follow along in the brochure, which you've hopefully received so far in the mail. If you haven't received your brochure and your certificate, please contact us after the ceremony and we'll look into what's gone on there. We've also emailed a soft copy of the brochure to parents and teachers and people who nominated our students. So let's begin. We're going to start in New South Wales, where there were 43 nominations this year. You should now be able to see each of the students' schools and names displayed on the slides. We're really excited to see both children from the city and country nominated, from Sydney to Peak Hill in the state's Central West. We were thrilled, as always, to see the outstanding calibre of the nominations. New South Wales students have completed the full spectrum of good deeds. They've cut their hair for good causes, they've watched out for their classmates at school, and they volunteered hours of time to help those less fortunate. Some students have been quiet helpers at home, taking care of siblings and family members with a disability, while others were nominated by teachers for showing extraordinary care and compassion to students at their schools. Fred's most famous quote was, "I believe the basic attribute of mankind is to look after each other," and all of you nominated today embody this. We would give you all a round of applause if we were in the same room. And we want to today give special recognition to a few students. Claudia, Chantel and Eunice. They separately have donated and done extraordinary acts such as making biscuits for the Rural Fire Service, delivering lunches to the community through Meals on Wheels, and being a genuine ally to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Well done to all of you. It's now my pleasure to announce the Fred Hollows Foundation Junior Ambassador for New South Wales is Olive Elliott. Olive is one half of a duo called the Kindness Crusaders, who show kindness to people in their community of Woolgoolga on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. Olive has made Christmas gifts for each resident of a local nursing home and collected vouchers from businesses to help many people, including a cancer patient, a teenager recovering from a wakeboard accident, and local flood and fire victims. She also organised wet packs of donated items to help homeless people with cleaning and grooming needs. She's been described by her teacher, Karen, as caring, empathetic and generous. She's chosen to support the Foundation's Indigenous Australia program with her $5,000 prize from Specsavers. Here's a video message from Olive.
Hi, my name is Olive. I'm 12 years of age and I'm proud to be nominated for the Fred Hollows New South Wales Junior Ambassador Award. When I was 9 years old, I raised money to make 65 self-care packages for people at risk or living rough. Thank you, Dean Evans from Hope for the Homeless, for assisting me with this. From that, I now have a little fundraiser with my best friend. We have helped many people in our community, from large groups of people who have lost everything in bushfires to cooking a meal for a lady who lost her dog in an accident. My best friend and I were both 10 years old when we started. A special thanks to my Year 6 teacher, Mrs. Anderson, for nominating me for this award. Thank you.
Thank you, Olive, for the wonderful work you do and for that lovely message. Now we're going to head to Victoria, where we had 53 students nominated this year. Once again, we have students from across the state, from Melbourne to Bendigo to Traralgon in the east. Victorian students raised tremendous amounts of money for charities and spread awareness of good causes. One student made bath bombs to raise funds for children with disabilities. Another made it her mission to implement a zero carbon initiative in her community and raise awareness about the need to improve our environment for generations to come. We should probably have sent her to COP26. A huge congratulations to all Victorian students, and I think you deserve extra kudos, as do your parents, teachers and principals, given you've had so much time out of school this year. A special shout out goes to Eve, Mohammed, Olivia and Elizabeth. They've each done amazing things, such as arranging shoe drives at their school, lobbying the local council for an Aboriginal flag to be flown alongside the Australian flag. Well done to each of you. It's my pleasure now to announce that the Fred Hollows Foundation's Junior Ambassador for Victoria is Ilham Akhad. Ilham is a student of Al Sarat College in Melbourne North, where she's been serving as a leader for 2 years. She's taken part in humanitarian projects like fundraising for the education of girls internationally. Recently, she ran an Eid gift box drive for orphans and refugee kids living in Melbourne. She's helped people living in camps in Syria by sending packs of toiletries, clothes and medical aid as part of a community student project. She's been described as organised, kind and generous, who thinks of others before herself. She's chosen to donate the $5,000 from Specsavers to the Foundation's program work in Eritrea. Let's hear from Ilham.
Hello, my name is Ilham Akkad. I'm the Year 6 Girls Student Representative Council. Being ASLC for Al Sarat College has been an absolute honor. Helping kids and their families made me feel as there is a way to change the world for the better. Winning this award encourages me and others to do much more for our society. I'd like to thank my family, friends, and the Student Representative Council, as well as Al Sarat College, for supporting me. Thank you for your time.
Thanks so much, Ilham. We are in such great hands with such amazing young people. Next, we move to the Apple Isle, Tasmania, where we received 7 nominations, all from Hobart. Tassie students displayed outstanding humanity through hours of volunteering, as well as acting in school leadership roles and performing many extracurricular activities. We commend you all on the welfare of younger children, helping others during lunch breaks, and standing up for injustice where you encounter it. What a great group of young role models you are. It's now my pleasure to announce that the Foundation's Junior Ambassador for Tasmania is Nicholas Hay. Nicholas is an engaging and friendly student who makes everyone feel welcome at his school, Dominic College. He's very generous with his time, taking part in Mini Vinnies, which empowers primary school students to become social justice advocates within their community, putting their values into action. Nicholas is a friendship ambassador to his school's younger students and a fitness leader who takes part in the Cancer Council's Relay for Life. He also participates in many school activities and sports, including the chess club. He has commendable spirit and has been described as a role model to his peers and younger members of this school. He's chosen to donate his $5,000 from Specsavers to the Foundation's work in Nepal. Here's a message from Nicholas.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Hay. I'm in Year 6 and attend Dominic College, Hobart. Receiving the Fred Hollows Junior Humanitarian Award shows me that I demonstrate positive qualities within the community. I would like to say a big thank you to my principal and teachers who nominated me for the award. I would like to say a thank you to my family and friends for always encouraging me to do my best. I would like to leave you all with a quote from Fred Hollows. We discover our own humanity when we help others. Thank you.
Thanks, Nicholas. I couldn't have said it better myself. That's one of the favourite quotes I have from Fred, talking about how we have to look after other people. So thank you for the work that you do. Next, we head to the Northern Territory. So hello to all the Territorians who are joining us today. We had 10 students nominated from the Northern Territory this year, with many displaying incredible acts of kindness as leaders in their schools, giving up time and energy for worthy causes. One student helped establish a recycling program and raise funds for buy buddy benches for her school playground. Some of the keywords that came across in the nominations for the Northern Territory included going the extra mile, accepting and welcoming, all incredibly important traits. Well done to all of you. A special commendation to Georgia from Stewart Park Primary School for establishing a Cash for Cans recycling program at her school and promoting inclusion in the playground. It's my pleasure to announce that the Foundation's Junior Ambassador for the Northern Territory is Amy Carter. Amy attends Palmerston Christian School, southeast of Darwin. She volunteers her time on weekends to help feed homeless people through her church program. She walks around the city to encourage those without shelter to come to get food, water, and clothing. She also serves the food and helps clean up afterwards. At school, she's very conscious about ensuring everyone is included. She encourages new students and helps them find friends. She's also very willing to help teachers and is an asset in her class. Amy has chosen to donate her $5,000 from Specsavers to the foundation's work in the Philippines. Here's a video message from Amy.
Hi, my name is Amy Carter and I attend Palmerston Christian College. I'm honoured to receive the Fred Hollows Junior Humanitarian Ambassadors Award for 2021. I would like to thank my teacher, Ms. Bainman, for nominating me, and to my friends and family for their support. This year I represented my school in our Student Representative Council. On the weekends, I'm in a Pathfinder Club who help feed the homeless through a soup kitchen run by the Seventh-day Adventist Church called Food for Thought. I am proud of the work we do in giving food, clothing and bedding to those that need it the most in Darwin City. I am excited to be part of helping people as Fred Hollows did, who was a great role model to all people, young and old. I'm excited to select the Philippines as the country I nominate to receive $5,000 towards eye health projects. It is surprising that just $25 can restore someone's sight. Please consider donating to the Fred Hollows Foundation.
Thanks, Amy. That was a great sales pitch for the foundation's work, and congratulations on the amazing efforts that you've put in. We are so lucky to have people like you working for the community. Next, we have sunny Queensland, my home state, where 26 students were nominated. Queensland had students nominated from Brisbane to Townsville and many places in between. Young Queenslanders this year participated in raising thousands of dollars for good causes and providing selfless care for loved ones. We also have some critical thinkers and perhaps even local counsellors in the making. Special recognition goes to two students, Cooper Thesfield for delivering Easter eggs to an aged care facility and care packages to his neighbour with Down syndrome. He also looks out for his classmates by proposing events that bring students together and help them make new friends. Luca Campbell is recognised for her amazing fundraising effort for the Student Council, organising clothing drive for Indigenous Australians and baking food for the local emergency services. Well done to all of you. It's my pleasure to announce that the Foundation's Junior Ambassador for Queensland is Thomas Bartlett. Tom attends Bartlett State School in central Brisbane. In March, he raised more than $2,000 from 38 supporters for Rare Cancer Australia by running 2 kilometres a day. Rain, hail or shine, he was out there hitting the pavement. His goal was to raise awareness and funds to show his appreciation of the organisation that supported his mum, who has a rare type of stage 4 cancer. Tom has been described as kind, determined young man who always does whatever he can to support his mum through her illness and to try and help others with cancer. Tom has chosen to donate his $5,000 to the Foundation's work in Vietnam. Here's a video message from Tom.
Hello everyone, I'm Tom Bartlett. I'd like to say how honoured and thankful I am to the Fred Hollows Foundation to receive the Junior Ambassador Humanitarian Award for 2021 and how much it means to me and my family. I started my fundraiser to help support people like my mum who are battling rare cancers, and I couldn't be happier that my dream of helping people became reality. To raise money for Rare Cancers Australia, I ran 2 kilometres a day in the month of February, which was a huge success. I raised over $2,000, which is 4 times more than my goal and was more than I could have ever imagined. As Junior Ambassador, I have been given the honour of donating $5,000 provided by Specsavers to a country of my choice. I have chosen Vietnam. There are around 9 million people there living under the poverty line, and I believe this contribution will be able to make a great difference to people in Vietnam struggling with sight problems or blindness. Once again, thank you so much for this honour, and great job to everyone else being recognised today who have all done such amazing things and proven to be true humanitarians. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom, for your lovely message and for choosing our wonderful program in Vietnam. It's one of my favourite places as well. Next up, we have South Australia, where 23 students were nominated. We received nominations from Adelaide to Kapunda and a number of other places in between. This year, students have dedicated themselves to giving, especially with their time. A number of students were nominated for their efforts in supporting struggling or lonely classmates. One girl takes part in an annual 450-kilometre water skiing challenge to raise awareness for mental health and suicide prevention. Another student has led the creation of a sports action team, helping others to develop pro-social skills. Well done to our South Australian students for their humanity. A special shout out to two Chloes, Chloe Herbert and Chloe Day, for being such proactive students, dropping off gifts for neighbours in lockdown, participating in food drives and donating clothes to Vinnie's. It's my pleasure now to announce that the Foundation's Junior Ambassador for South Australia is Scarlett Tonkin. When Scarlett heard about the incredible work of Catherine House, which offers accommodation and support services to women experiencing homelessness, she came up with a creative idea. Having previously made and sold polymer earrings, Scarlett decided to start selling them for whatever amount the customers chose to pay. This helped her raise $3,500 for Catherine House just since August last year. She's been described as having a naturally kind heart and a real desire to help those who are less fortunate. She's chosen to donate her $5,000 contributed by Specsavers to the Foundation's Indigenous Australia program. Thanks, Scarlett, and let's hear from you now.
First of all, I would like to say that I feel really special for receiving this award, and I'd like to give out some thank yous. Thank you to my teacher, Miss Hughes, and Tor Richardson at Nazareth Catholic College for nominating me. Thank you, Specsavers, for donating $5,000 so I could choose a charity to donate to, and I chose the Indigenous Australians to help with their eye health. Thank you for buying my earrings so I could donate money to Catherine House. And last but not least, thank you to my family.
Thank you so much, Scarlett. I think all of our families deserve a huge round of applause, because I know that young people don't do these great things without the support of their families and their teachers and their school communities. Now we're going to move on to the ACT, where we had two wonderful students nominated. The students from our nation's capital displayed their humanity by supporting worthy causes and looking out for younger students. While there are fewer nominees from the ACT than the bigger states, they more than make up for the small numbers by the size of their amazing deeds. Well done. It's my pleasure to announce that the Foundation's Junior Ambassador for the ACT is Hamish Johns. Hamish attends Hawker Primary School and has always enjoyed expressing himself through unique hairstyles and colours. From ponytails to dreadlocks and hair dyes, he has done it all. This year, Hamish decided to shave off his hair to raise funds for the Cancer Council. He set a goal of $350, and after organising a large community event at school, he finished with more than $1,700. This speaks volumes about his charitable nature and creativity. Hamish has chosen to donate his $5,000 to the Fred Hollows Foundation's Indigenous Australia program, thanks to Specsavers. Here is a message from Hamish.
Hi everyone. I was very proud to be named for the 2021 Fred Hollows Humanity Award, Junior Ambassador for the Australian Capital Territory. It's a great honour to be given the opportunity to select a community to receive the $5,000 contribution. My journey to receiving this award started with a fun idea to shave my head. That turned into a way to raise money for cancer. My school, teachers, family and friends gave me great support during that event. I would like to thank my teacher for nominating me for this award, and to my classmates for helping me make the decision to donate the $5,000 to help the Australian Indigenous communities. It is inspiring to learn about the achievements of Fred Hollows and the great work that the Foundation continues to do. I would like to say once again thank you for the opportunity to be the ambassador for such a great cause.
Thanks so much, Hamish, and can't wait to see what you do with your hair next. Finally, we're going to Western Australia, where we received an outstanding 54 nominations. From Perth all the way to Wickham on the state's north coast, students from Australia's West generously donated food, money and time to worthy causes. One student is even selling homemade dog treats to raise money for a dog shelter and has written her own novel about suicide prevention. Yet another enterprising student publishes a school newsletter using her own resources to share the latest information with her class. We have a budding journalist in our midst. Well done to students from Western Australia. A special shout out goes to Kobe, Brady, Bessie, Eva and Ren. These wonderful students have made food hampers for the disadvantaged, organised donations for Share the Dignity and mentored young students, among many other outstanding acts. You are all truly inspiring. Without further ado, I'm happy to announce that the Foundation's Junior Ambassador for Western Australia is Leon Valley. Leon attends Beaconsfield Primary School in southwest Perth. In February this year, he raised more than $1,000 for the Leukaemia Foundation through a Shave for the Cure program. Soon after, a classmate of his, Yannick, was diagnosed with a rare form of Hodgkin's lymphoma. The whole class was shocked, but Leon showed initiative and compassion in the face of a confronting and difficult situation. He organised his grandma to make a beautiful quilt with Yannick's name stitched into it and asked everyone to write messages for support on the back of the quilt. Yannick then took the rug to all of his chemo appointments. Leon's teacher, Kate, said that when she saw this award, she immediately thought of him and his bravery, clarity, compassion and kindness during a frightening time for his friends and for the rest of his class. Leon has decided to donate his $5,000 contribution from Specsavers to the Foundation's sight-saving work in Eritrea. Here is a video message from Leon.
My name is Leon Valley. I am absolutely honoured to be selected as the 2021 Fred Hollows Humanity Award, Junior Ambassador for Western Australia. I would like to thank my teacher, Mrs. Langland, for nominating me, the Beaconsfield Primary School community, and my family for raising me to always be kind, caring, and respectful. Any act of kindness makes a difference, and I find it rewarding to see the impacts that it can have. With the achievements of improving people's quality of life around the world, Fred Hollows inspires me to continue helping others in the community. Finally, I would like to congratulate all the other nominees. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leon. Please join me in giving all of these great young people who have received awards a big round of applause. I know you can do that virtually with the clap and reaction function on Zoom, so please do that. And if you're with one of the young people, please give them a huge pat on the back and congratulations from all of us. All of the young people nominated today have done so much to make their parents, grandparents, teachers, school communities proud, and particularly those of us at the Fred Hollows Foundation. It's almost impossible for us each year to choose a junior ambassador for each state because there are so many amazing nominees. All of you have huge futures ahead. To be nominated for one of these awards shows that you have great community spirit and care for others. So thank you so much for everything you do, and please keep up the great work. I'm going to move on now to another exciting segment. We have a special guest today. Some of you may know, or at least you may recognise his voice. Our special guest is Bryce Corbett, the host of Squiz Kids, the very popular daily podcast made especially for young people. Its simple aim is to provide a source of news to help young people make sense of the world around them. Squiz Kids is played in homes and classrooms all over the country and presented by Bryce, making his voice one of the most recognisable in Australia. We're incredibly lucky to have him joining us live from Brisbane today, and I know you'll all be very excited because whenever Bryce talks about the foundation on the program, everyone I know contacts me to say how excited they are. So thanks for joining us, Bryce.
You are very welcome, Alison. What a wonderful, wonderful ceremony, and I'm so delighted to be here again for my second year. I got asked back. So thank you to everybody who's tuning in. Thank you again, Alison, for that lovely introduction. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land from which I'm speaking to you today, the Jagera and Turrbal people from the Meanjin Nation, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Can I just say at the outset, what an amazing bunch of kids you all are. This, as I've just said, is my second year taking part in these awards, and I feel like the standard of entries just gets better and better with every year, and I'm just honoured, quite frankly, to be in the presence of you all, if only virtually. So allow me to congratulate every single one of you. It's an absolute honour to be here and celebrate not just you, but the you're all doing in your respective communities. And I've been sitting here and I've been listening to all of the different things that you've been doing, but also just looking at the huge number of people who have entered from all over the country. And I know that every single one of you should consider yourselves a winner today, because I think the simple fact that you took part in these awards means that you are somebody who cares deeply about the communities that you live in and cares deeply about the really important part that it is about being a human, which is giving back, which is all about Fred Hollows and all about everything that embodies the spirit of Fred and everything he strove to achieve. Now, I spend a lot of my day helping kids learn about news and the world around us, but it's clear, I think, from having looked at these entries today, that we have a lot to learn from each one of you as well. What I've learned from my job is that kids simply love hearing about people that are impacting our world in a positive way, people who can teach us about resilience, kindness, and persisting with your efforts, even when it's hard, because it can be hard. It's particularly important now, as a lot of us are coming out of what's been a really strange, very long, very difficult year. I'm sure a lot of you have been stuck at home learning all of this year, and that's probably been difficult, being away from your teachers, being away from your friends. So we must it's really important, I think, this year more than any others, how important it is to be kind and compassionate to the people, not just in our family, not just in our immediate circle of friends, but just in the community around us, the community that we're all a part of. Fred Hollows, as you all know, was somebody who was determined to do good in the world, and he did that good no matter what stood in his way. He had a get up and go attitude that led him to help and show kindness to people, not just in his immediate community, but to people all over the world, people he didn't know, people whom he'd never met, but people who he decided that he was going to take care of. And that is just one of the greatest things, I think, in your life that you could possibly do. Now, I know we've heard from all of you guys and we've heard all about what it is that you've been doing, but I just want to take a little moment to say congratulations, Olive in New South Wales, the Kindness Crusader from Woolgoolga. What wonderful work you're doing in your local community. Ilham in Victoria, the volunteer work you've been doing with refugees in Syria and the Eid gift boxes that you arranged for the people in your community, that's amazing. To Nicholas in Tassie, your work with Mini Vinnies in the Apple Isle and the Cancer Council fundraisers you've been doing there, it's almost been enough to get me up and out of my chair and running too, but not quite. I hope you don't take that personally. It's just because I'm lazy. To Tom in Queensland on the subject of running, mate, what an incredible achievement. I am a Queenslander. Well, I'm a kind of a Queenslander. I'm from New South Wales, but I married a Queenslander, so I'm living here in Brisbane now. And you live not that far from me. And if I'd known you were out there running 2 kilometres every day, I would have come out and waved. I probably wouldn't have run with you, but I would have waved. What an amazing thing to have done and to have raised that money for Rare Cancers Australia. That's fantastic. You should be very proud of yourself. To Hamish in the ACT, Hamish with the hairdos, as we will call you from now on. What an amazing idea to shave your hair off to raise money for the Cancer Council. I would do the same, but as you see, I don't have enough to actually make it worthwhile. Amy in the Northern Territory, your kindness to the homeless people there is so commendable. It shows incredible maturity, I think, and it's such a wonderful display of empathy and putting others before yourself. To my mate Leon in WA, making and selling those wonderfully creative, working with your grandmother to create a support quilt for your schoolmate Yannick. I mean, what a great friend you are, and what a beautiful gesture that is. And finally, to Scarlett in South Australia, making those amazing earrings that you do for Catherine House, which is a charity that I know very well and a dear friend of mine works for. It's such a beautiful idea. You really are an asset to Adelaide and to the country. So I'm incredibly encouraged to see that Fred's spirit is still alive in each one of you today. So whether you're helping people through the pandemic or just being a good friend to someone, you should all be proud of what you've done and keep the fantastic work that you're all doing. Make sure you keep it up. I know it can sometimes be hard to put others before yourself, but remember, the greatest people in the world are the ones who help others. And finally, Alison, as we say every day on the Squiz Kids podcast, now get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.
Thanks, Bryce. Thank you so much for your support of the Humanity Award, for letting people know of the work that we're doing and for letting people know about how amazing these young people are. I think we will have a most excellent day, and we've had a most excellent day with these acknowledging.
You're very welcome.
People. So thank you so much. And I think, as you said, it's been a tough year for people, and the fact that people are showing kindness, I think for all of us, we've had tough moments and tough days, particularly those in New South Wales and Victoria who've been stuck a little bit homebound. We've all been like that as well. This is one of the first times I'm back in the office in 5 months.
Yeah.
And to be able to continue to show kindness. And I think that's the thing that's inspired all of us, that even among a really hard time, hearing stories of people doing wonderful things and supporting each other just gives us great hope. So thank you to you, and thank you to all of the students again for the wonderful work that they've done. I also wanted to acknowledge we have on the line with us Gabby Hollows, the Foundation's founding director, and what I always describe as someone I describe as the heart and soul of the Foundation. Gabby was going to join us to say hello, but in the technical glitch we had earlier, it hasn't allowed us to join back in and have Gabby speak to all of you. But I know that she wanted me to pass on her incredible congratulations to each of you. She is always inspired, and she reads all of the information about each and every one of you because she just loves the Humanity Award. So Gabby, thank you for joining us. We absolutely love you and love that you, along with Fred, have dedicated your life to restoring sight to other people. So thank you. We're sorry the technology meant we couldn't get you back on to talk to the students, but I know that they will be delighted that you have been here and watching the ceremony with us today. Before we move on to the last part of the ceremony, I'd just like to again say a special thanks to our wonderful partners, Specsavers. As all of the students have said, it's been a great joy for them to be able to make that donation on behalf of their great achievements to Specsavers. So thank you to Specsavers for your wonderful and ongoing support of the Fred Hollows Foundation over so many years, and for giving these students an extra reward for their kindness and compassion. We're really excited to play one last video for you before we finish the ceremony today. We have some of our parents and teachers and principals may remember Fred, but many of our students possibly don't, because Fred passed away a long time before any of you were born. But we know that the word legend is used a lot these days, and that's what we think Fred is to us. But we also think that's what all of you are to your families, friends, and to all of us as well. We hope this video will let you know more about Fred and the work he continues to inspire after almost 3 decades since the foundation began. So let's have a look.
Do you think that you're extraordinary in any way?
No, I've been lucky, that's all. The only, if there's any extraordinary capacity about me, is that if I think a thing has a chance of working, if I think it's good, I'm prepared to do it there and then.
Before his death, Fred Hollows' focus was not on himself, but on the world around him.
Great challenges are not really personal challenges. How much can I do? The great challenges are, what structures can I help set in place that will alter things?
I think that that sums it up. Let's choose extraordinary. And I think each and every one of you are extraordinary. And I think if Fred was around, he would be so proud of that fantastic work that each of you have done. And I hope that little video to show you, Fred, just inspires you to keep doing the work that you're doing. And thank you for everything once again. We did have one quick question in the chat box, which I will answer because I did say earlier that we would have time for a few questions. Because we lost a bit of time in the middle, I cut that little bit out, but there was a question to ask how many students had been nominated for the Humanity Award since they began in 2012. And we're really excited. More than 1,600 students across Australia have been nominated. And we've also had about 500 students in Hong Kong, where we also run the awards in Hong Kong, nominated. So that's just an answer to one little question that we had come through. We've now reached the end, sadly, of our Humanity Awards ceremony for 2021. Thank you so much for taking the time to attend, and congratulations once again to each and every one of the students who was nominated, and also to our junior ambassadors. Teachers and principals, we will have the awards again next year, so please keep an eye out for the information, and please continue to nominate the amazing young people in your school communities. And parents, please tell your friends, or look out if you have younger students who are coming through, so that they can also be celebrated. If you want to know more about the Fred Hollows Foundation or interested in supporting, the details there on the screen. hollows.org is the website, and all of the information you need will be there. And as I said, we will send you a copy of the ceremony this afternoon so you can share. And I think it was working on our YouTube channel. Hopefully that has gone out. If not, we'll post it later. And again, my apologies for the little technical glitch. We do lots of practice runs and it always works perfectly. And then of course, technology steps in to cause a few little issues on the day. But we hope you'll forgive us that. Thank you once again, and please enjoy your afternoon. Thank you.